Hey guys, what's going on? And thanks for tuning in to Legatum Gaming, where today is another vendor reset video. So like most weeks, for those guys that have been watching, what I will do is I will go to all of the safe houses in both the open world and in the dark zone, along with all of the checkpoints and of course the base of operations. Like normal, what I will do is if you guys check out the description, all the timestamps will be there just to make it a little easier. If this video did help you in any way, then please drop a like. Alright, so let's get straight into it. The Advanced Weaponry Vendor. So, three things which I want to show you. Now, nothing too major to start with. However, the Military P416. So, 23% enemy armor damage with Ferocious, Focused, and Competent. Now this will mainly be for PvE, and considering the latest release of 1.7 and the contaminated events, I'm kind of thinking PvE, everyone's going to be kind of grinding that for the next month or so, and actually for the time being until they kind of release the next lot of classified sets. So let's get into this weapon. Ferocious, of course, a really nice talent, especially for PvE. The only thing I would say watch out is the stamina. So 3,832 is a little high. However, with the ninja backpack, it is easily doable. And then it goes into Competent, Focused. So my recommendation here would be to take out Focused and put in Brutal. So Brutal, of course, gives you the extra headshot damage. Now, with the contaminated event at the second, which is extra damage towards the headshots, and then it kind of triggers off to the rest of the NPCs, it would be worthwhile to put in Brutal. So you guys can get this weapon and have Ferocious, Brutal, and Competent, which would be a pretty nice weapon with some nice rolls. The next couple of things aren't too major, however, I have been saying it. So high velocity magazine. Now this is mainly for Lone Star. Now considering you can get these with the classified at the minute, you know, it's like a 75% chance you don't need to reload, I think it is. You just swap out your weapon. So you technically don't really need to reload, therefore you don't really need a higher magazine size. So 7.5% crit hit chance, 4% crit hit damage, and just 11% magazine size. A worthwhile magazine to certainly try with Lone Star. And then last but not least is the Omega Rifle Suppressor. So 18.5% headshot damage, 4.5% optimal range, and 4% critical hit damage. Now, of course, it's not GODROLL because it has optimal range. However, it's just a suppressor for those people who wanted to increase their headshot damage. Alright, the special equipment vendor this week actually has a lot of gear which is worthwhile looking at. So I'll try and go into as much detail as possible on selected gear. However, I do want this video to be fairly precise and straight to the point. So I would recommend you guys just come in here and checking out the special equipment vendor. However, as I always say, Phoenix credits are hard to come by, so just be careful if you do want to buy something, as it does cost a lot. You know, for example here, these exotics, you know, 1,300. However, considering the new kind of credits that we have, the Phoenix credits have become kind of obsolete. So, you know, go ahead and spend them because technically we don't really need them for anything as such anymore other than to buy weapons. Alright, so let's get into it straight away. So the first kind of gear I can show you guys is the Alpha Bridge Mask. So if you guys check that out, 1,000 armor. So absolutely brilliant in terms of the armor. Now it does have 3% critical hit chance, so it's not the maximum. However, my recommendation is to swap out firearms and increase it. So what I mean by swap out is just to get it towards the max of kind of like 1270. Now, although a lot of people are going to be grinding for the new classified gears, Alpha Bridge is not available yet. So if you guys did want to make kind of like a hybrid build with a ninja backpack, I would recommend certainly checking this out. It is a really nice mask to get hold of. Secondly, we have the Tactician's Authority pack. So considering a lot of people are going to be speccing into kind of like 2-piece, 3-piece Tacticians with the aid and the help of the Ninja Backpack, this is a really nice pack to check out. So 1270 in electronics and 13,160 in terms of skill power. Now, although the compromise would be the Ninja Backpack, it's certainly a nice Authority pack to check out. Again, we're going down. There is a lot of gear here, which is pretty reasonable. Like I said, I don't want to go into it as such in terms of like all the detail for every piece of gear. However, this is probably one of the best special equipment vendors resets I've actually seen in a long time. So Lone Star gloves Of course, I do like these, and I am a big fan just for the talents it has. So, set bonus 3, shotgun damage. Now, everybody loves a shotgun build. The only problem is the SASG at this second. However, with 1.7, it's kind of combated that because a lot of people have better specs. However, this is a nice Lone Star Gloves to check out. So, 1226 firearms. Already has shotgun damage rolled onto it. It has maximum skill haste at 9%, so my recommendation here would be to swap out health on kill and actually run with the firearm stat that we have and maybe put in like crit hit damage here. That would actually run really nice. So, do check them out. Final Measure gloves, nothing too major there. Firecrest gloves, again, not too major. However, Banshee Shadow gloves, if you guys check that out, it's got 989 armor. The only problem we've got here is you'd probably have to stick with pistol damage and maybe increase the firearms. However, nothing major down here, by the way, in terms of like magazines or performance mods. However, some really nice gear. So do check out the special equipment vendor. Alright, so let's go check out the blueprints. Alright, so we got the classic AK-47, the MG5, stamina gloves, stamina knee pads, the Compensator blueprint with the main stat as stability, and the TiRANT Suppressor with reduced threat and critical hit chance. That's actually really nice critical hit chance bonus there. So, you guys can go check that out with military scar. Alright, so we have them here. However, as I always say, just be careful because in terms of the special blueprints, there might be one here which I won't be able to show you because I already have it. However, do check them out. There is actually some pretty nice ones here. This TiRANT Suppressor is eyeing me up, so I'm going to check that out. However, do check them out. So I've bought that TiRANT Suppressor, as you guys can see, so I can't actually see it. So there may be something really, really nice here, which I already have, and I am unable, and apologies, I might not be able to show you. So definitely do check out the special blueprints vendor. The Kerman Station Safe House this week offers you a pretty nice ACR. Now, I hope you guys did pick up the one last week that was a pretty much GODROLL. However, this one is not too far off. So we start off with 19% enemy armor damage. We then come into Prepared, Brutal, and Destructive. So of course, two really nice talents already, and Destructive, you can just swap that out and put in whatever you want. So depending on how you run or who you play with, the choice is yours. However, Prepared, really nice talent and very underrated, so damage is increased by 15% when more than 30 meters from the target. Considering it's an assault rifle, you don't tend to be too close combat, however, a very useful talent. Brutal, of course, headshot damage increased by 12%, and then Destructive, definitely roll that out. Now, considering it's in the third slot, it works to your advantage because you can put in any talent you want and not have to pay the price of the requirements in terms of firearms, stamina, or electronics. My recommendation would probably be Adept here. I'm a real big fan of that. However, as I said, dependent on what you guys run with. The Ward Safe House offers you a pretty nice prototype electronics mod, which is 251 electronics with a 3% skill haste. So really nice electronics mod to pick up this week. That is at the Ward. Alright, so we've checked out all of the safe houses in the open world, and now we're going to check out the Dark Zone checkpoints. So let's make a start on West 31st. Now, this isn't the best, however, something I thought might be applicable at this moment in time, which is the Prosperous knee pads. So it is rolled to stamina at 1146, however, check out the main talent. So headshots, kills, grant credits. The major attribute is 8% critical hit damage, and of course, a nice one to add in is 13% damage to elites in the minors. Now, you could roll out stamina. The stat on that is not good, and either increase it to or change it to electronics or firearms. My recommendation here would be firearms, and maybe put this in where the PvE build. However, entirely up to you, and thought it was something I could just quickly drop in, which would make your PvE experience a little better and more worthwhile in terms of the credits that you would earn, especially considering the headshots at this moment in the contamination event would work to your benefit. West 34th offers you this week a near about GODROLL M700 Tactical. So 172% headshot damage, which is the complete max, along with deadly, commanding, and of course elevated. So, recommendation here, and you guys can pretty much say it straight out, is to take out commanding and put in brutal. Brutal, of course, gives you the headshot damage, so you then have elevated, brutal, and deadly. So a really, really nice sniper rifle for you to pick up this week. West 42nd, and she has for you a Black Market SASG. Really, really nice rolls with brutal, predatory, and responsive. So of course, take out predatory here and maybe put in deadly. That way you have like the 3 best possible outcomes for complete DPS. So a really, really nice SASG. If you guys didn't already have one and you wanted a there or thereabouts GODROLL in terms of the talents, then certainly do check this out. West 46th offers you this week a really, really nice TiRANT Suppressor. So 7% critical hit chance, 5.5% headshot damage, and 4% critical hit damage. So really, really nice suppressor for those people who want to increase your DPS and overall stats. Okay, Park Avenue checkpoint, which is the southern checkpoint on DZ8, offers you a converted SMG. Now it has 20% critical hit chance with competent, commanding, and responsive. Now my recommendation here will be to swap out commanding and actually put in what suits you best. So there's, quite reasonable skill power required for the competent. So just be careful, if you do want to get this, just to make sure you do have the actual specific requirement for this. However, I would take out commanding and maybe put in maybe adept. I mean, considering that's the same amount of skill power, it would work out quite well. However, brutal or deadly would actually also work really well here. So entirely up to you. However, thought I would just drop that one in there. Okay, at East 53rd, she offers you a first aid self-heal at 6%. So I haven't actually seen one of these in the vendor resets for a long time. So for those people who have been grinding for 6% first aid self-heal, here we go. So definitely a really, really worthwhile mod to have. Okay, at DZ3 Safehouse, they have a really nice AUG. So 22% critical hit chance with capable, brutal, and competent. Now, of course, our recommendation here is to take out capable and put in whatever runs best with you guys. So, maybe deadly here would work really nice. Deadly, brutal, competent, entirely up to you. Depending if you're a hybrid or not, adept, as I've said before, is a really nice talent. However, if it's not in the 3rd slot, I wouldn't necessarily use it. So deadly would work really nice here. However, if you guys were after a nice AUG with 22% crit hit chance, then head over to DZ3 Safehouse. Safehouse offers you a really, really nice loud vent break. So 19% critical hit damage, 5.5% headshot damage, and 2.5% critical hit chance. So a really, really nice vent break for you to guys have. Fits in lightweight M4, MP5, pistol, M700 sniper, Caduceus, Urban MBR. These are just the weapons I have. So it fits in pretty much most weapons. A really, really nice addition to have. Okay, DZ8 Safehouse offers you a really, really nice Nimble holster. Now, the armor is 988, so almost max, with 1260 firearms, 1235 stamina, and 1256 electronics. So the overall stats are really, really nice. It also comes with 3.5% critical hit chance. So if you guys did want a Nimble holster, then head over to DZ8 Safehouse. In addition to this, at the other render in the Safehouse, they have 2 pieces of gear I wanted to show you. Now, the first one being the Predator's Mark, only 1 piece of gear, the Predator's Mark holster. Now, the armor on this is 934, so, not the best, but alternatively, certainly not the worst. Now, it has 1230 firearms, 1198 stamina, and 1221 electronics, along with 3.5% critical hit chance. So for those people looking for a Predator's Mark holster, this isn't bad at all. It's entirely up to do what you do in terms of your reroll. You could either increase the stamina to get it up to the same sort of level as the other 2, or alternatively, you could maybe increase your critical hit chance and maybe add in skill haste or whatever you want to do. However, I just thought I would drop it in there for those people who are really after a Predator's Mark holster. Alright guys, and we're at DZ9 Safehouse, which is the last stop of the vendor reset. So let's check it out. There's one piece of gear I want to show you. Again, you know, not the best, alternatively not the worst, which is actually the Tactician Authority Gloves. So the armor is 947. It's already rolled into skill power at 1235 with 8% enemy armor damage, 5% health on kill, and 9% skill haste. So, you know, initially looking at these, this would be maybe like a PvE type of gloves. However, there's a lot you can do with these. So enemy armor damage works really well. Health on kill again works really well for PvE, and of course skill haste is absolutely brilliant, and considering it's the maximum, you cannot get better. So, you know, you could actually just stick with the gloves as they are. Alternatively, you know, maybe increasing the electronics and try and get it up to 1271 and running with the attributes. However, if you wanted to maybe knock in critical hit chance or damage or something like that, maybe drop out health on kill. However, this week was a very, very good weekly vendor reset. So, you know, really good considering 1.7 has recently launched and they want to give some people new pieces of gear, new weapons to try out and kind of like min-max different builds and build various different hybrids and really use that ninja backpack. Or alternatively, if you're not, then good luck with these 6 pieces of classified. So I hope this video did help you guys in any way. If it did, then please drop a comment. Please let me know. If you think I can improve on anything, then again, do let me know. A like would be greatly appreciated, along with a subscribe. However, if not, then I hope you guys enjoyed the content and have a great day.